Greetings. You're now tuned in to Soulful King, who no longer has a dream, but who has a mission that will achieve. I'm here to raise the energy, the frequency, and the vibrations of the collective. As you can see, I am a chameleon. Okay, I came to do some yoga, do some breath work, so I had to transform. Alrighty, so here's our spiritual warfare story number two. I'm pretty sure there's many that have happened in my life, but the two that I remember, and these were more recent. The last one I told you that happened around the full moon in Leo. I am a Leo sun and rising. I'm a Scorpio moon. Okay, and my Saturn is in Pisces. So, yeah. All right, let's begin. So this dream was actually February 15th. Okay, this was February 15th. So whoever's watching, um, anybody that's watching this that wants to heal, that needs guidance, motivation, um, to tell your story and the things that you went through, because you never underestimate the power of planting seeds. Um, you never know how your story can impact someone, is what I'm trying to say. All right? Now, I remember this story after the fact. Everything came to me so clear that pretty much someone tried to kill me in my sleep. Okay? Literally. I'm guessing they went to the graveyard or whatever they call themselves doing to do black magic on me, trying to steal my spiritual gifts in my sleep because they couldn't attack me when I was awake. I do remember on Valentine's Day, you know, not trying to shun anybody else. To me, it's a pagan holiday. It's a made-up holiday, and we already know the story behind it. Not finna go into that. I went to hang with myself to represent self-love, you know. Um, and I did yoga. I posted on social media that day because I was like, it's all about self-love. And it made me feel so good that I chose me. Because if I actually be honest, I am single. I have been staying to myself. Um, I've been celibate as well. And someone I was talking to, um, we had stopped talking around like January 28th, and we actually had a cruise to go on February 14th. You get what I'm saying? And after I kind of left them alone, I want to say how my when we stopped. The more I started getting deeper into my inner journey, we started going opposite ways. And when I set my shrine back up and I had ordered my tarot cards, the moment that we stopped talking and they stopped coming back to the house, my tarot cards had came in the mail that same day. On top of that, um, I just realized that my gifts started enhancing more. And this is not the first time, this is the third time that I've dealt with someone, and when I left them, things got so much better for me. Um, so let's begin this dream. February the 15th, 2023. I was being followed in this party. I drank this drink. Trust me, I learned my lesson. And in the party, it's like I was drugged and I didn't have on a shirt. Someone touched my nipple and I replied, I don't like my nipples played with. They hurt when people pinch them. I really, in all honesty, I don't. People like that stuff. It's really, it don't do nothing for me. Even when somebody did it, I'm like, okay. I kept feeling dizzy. So I sat on the floor, and when the party was over, I went out the back door. I started going out the back door, and everybody was going out the front door. The and the reason why I sat on the floor is because I was trying to ground myself. It's like I started being aware in my dream, but I realized I was so dizzy. I seen two people, okay? I seen acquaintance back then that I was cool with, and they walked past me when I was sitting on the floor and just laughed. You know, they didn't do anything. They just smirked, okay? Look at this bumblebee. And I went out the back door, and these people I did see around the club started surrounding me. And I'm not going to say this person's name because you already know who you are, was hiding behind me. So the people were kind of like grabbing my arm and stuff, and they were like trying to tell me like, oh, hold on. Like they were holding me up for someone. You get what I'm saying? And it was somebody behind me. But it's funny that in my dreams I felt the presence. And I looked back and I didn't see no one. And when I look back the opposite way, I seen that person's arm. And let me tell you how the person's arm I seen, they had on that same clothing the day of Valentine's. I was at the park meditating and I was having fun, but when I seen that person, it's almost like I would say I avoided them because I know we didn't have dealings with each other. You get what I'm saying? Anymore. And they were hanging around some people, you know, some low vibrational energies. And I'm not trying to judge anybody because I have my own stories too. And they were doing drugs, digging out the garbage and stuff like that. And it was just weird that they just kept looking at me. And more people was popping up, hanging with them, but they all kept looking my direction. And I don't know why, but I seen this person, the tree was like covering their top part of their torso. And they were standing there just doing like this. And I couldn't see their face, but I seen their body. And something just told me to stretch, do some yoga. I seen these two pigeons come in the tree right in front of me. So I was like, you know what? I'm safe. I'm protected. But for some reason, once I closed my eyes, I just kept. It's like it wasn't a fear, but it was like a cautious. Like I couldn't keep my eyes closed long enough to meditate because I can feel them. You get what I'm saying? Something didn't feel right. Is what I'm trying to say. It just didn't feel right. And I did a tarot myself. I took out my cards, and if I'm not mistaken, please, anybody who knows tarot, don't kill me. I believe it was the Five of Swords, if not mistaken. And if it's the Light Seer's tarot, and it's pretty much all the birds are going one way, and she's like going towards the birds. And it was like, to me, that was my ancestors telling me, you need to leave now, like go. So I got up and I left. Remind you, that same people, and that one person I seen, when I knew what they had on, in my dream, when I went to look into the right, I couldn't see them. They went behind me. When I looked to the left, I seen their arm of what they had on. So it showed me who the person was. And basically what I interpreted is that they didn't want to put their hands into it. They didn't want to be a part of it. That's the reason why they had the other people kind of like, hold me up and pretty much be like, hold up, like wait. And then you're behind me because you don't want to get caught knowing what you're doing. But I seen your arm and I knew what you had on. So I want you to know that I know who you are. I'm not going to say your name because you know who you are. Okay? And it was like this person was hiding behind me, and it was like they were holding him for me. They were holding me for him. The next scene, because that's how my dreams do, they always go in scenes and scenes. The next scene, my elementary counselor, which at a point in time when I was very young, I think she was like my godmom. And it was weird. She spotted me in the food court. We end up in Sawgrass. If you from Florida, we was in Sawgrass Mall because that's exactly what I seen. And it's funny how these bees flying around my sunflower book bag right now. I'm telling you. We were in the food court. She got out of line, and they kept walking past me like really quick, and they looked back, but they kept walking past me. They left me there. Remind you, my voice box was gone. I couldn't speak or nothing. She got out of line and hugged me, and it's like I couldn't speak. I started doing sign language, like trying to tell, like, I've been drugged, like, and these two men that was watching me to help her understand, what to understand that I was trying to tell her. Remind you, I woke up my sleep, boohoo crying. I just started writing real quick because I didn't want to forget it. So my words were kind of jumbled. To help me understand that I was trying to tell her that I was drugged, but she just kept backing up saying she can smell the liquor on my breath. You get what I'm saying? And I woke up crying, but right before I woke up crying, the weirdest thing about that at the end of it, I'm not judging anybody, and please don't be offended when I say this. It was a doctor who had a glove and he popped it. He told me to get on my knees and get on top of like get up on this dresser or whatever, on my knees. It was this man that came in. He had on a bunny suit, and he had this training with him. Once again, please do not be offended. I have transsexual friends. You get what I'm saying? Like, I am part of the LGBT community. I love everyone. I'm a fluid person. You get what I'm saying? You can never really figure me out. So do not get offended. I'm just letting you know that was in my dream. It was a man in a bunny suit. It was a doctor flicking his glove, telling me to get on there. The man with the training hat sat down on the couch, and then it was a man behind this glass, like wall right behind them, with what do you call it? Like I'm not trying to be too explicit, but it was you know how they have like pocket pom poms. Um, it was a booty version, and he was pointing at the hole, smashing it on the window. That was literally the end of it. And then I woke up like boohoo crying because I knew everything that had happened. I just got on my knees and went writing. And let me tell you how I called, to me, an oracle that I know. And the reason why I said oracle is because they've warned me many times in my life about a lot of stuff and I wasn't listening. And they literally came back to pass. And I was like, um, it's this piece of paper. I have to do this. And this is part of it. I'm going to tell you what made me cry so bad. Because they gave me this piece of paper long. In the midst of my darkness, this happened like, they gave me this piece of paper last year. And it says, I really enjoy reading your book. Stay persistent because it's not an easy road you chose. With all creativity comes highs and lows. So don't forget about life. There's a fine line for balance. So many artists get lost and never find their way back. Some it costs them their lives and some their creativity. Balance is the key and it encompasses so much. When I say I read this back to them and cried because y'all don't realize that besides this story I'm telling, like I had been through so much prior to that. That's another story for another day, but I had been through so much prior to that. And they gave me this before I even went down that route. And to see that I'm standing here and I've made it out and to read this knows that I'm a conqueror. You get what I'm saying? I know I'm a spiritual warrior. I was born with a hole in my heart and a cord wrapped around my neck. I've been fighting. You know, like Color Purple, I've been fighting all my life. Literally though, like literally. I got many stories and I'm going to show them because I can help heal other people because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm grateful because if none of that would have happened, y'all helped me tap deeper. Y'all help my gifts keep enhancing. Y'all keep expanding my awareness. Like y'all don't realize that every time y'all attack me, I continue to gain more clarity. You get what I'm saying? The more that y'all attack me, I go deeper in hermit mode. Like y'all don't know who y'all messing with, but okay. Because I keep telling people, like I'm not conceited, I'm not arrogant. Oh, look at the bumblebee. I am a person that's very passionate. I have a pure heart. I'm not perfect, but I've always been a sweetheart. I always wanted to help people. That's always just like been my thing. And people just always try to look at me as you just so arrogant. Who do you think you are and stuff like that. And that's what made me get deeper. Like, you know, don't dim your light because someone hasn't found theirs yet. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't try to dim my light because you haven't found yours. How about you come and try to learn something from me and realize you don't know how much I endured and the reason why I'm so sure in myself. I'm confident. I'm not arrogant. I'm confident. There's so much I done been through that where I am right now, I shouldn't be here. I just told you I was born with a hole in my heart and a cord right around my neck. I shouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? I almost just died in my sleep. February 15th. Shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be here. But after I cried so bad, I went and jumped. If y'all paid attention to my pictures and on Instagram or maybe on YouTube, what that tree I would get in, and I would sit all the way in it. For some reason, that tree had started becoming like my throne. Literally, I hadn't found this stick out of nowhere, like this little Moses stick, and I would sit up there like I'm a king and not king of wands. My life. I would sit up there so much, and I jumped out. Once I finished writing, I ran out the house. I opened the door, and I just ran out the house, crying. I jumped in that tree. That tree made me feel safe, you know, because I'm so connected to Earth, and I love Earth. I love Earth. You know, I love air. I love water. I love fire, and we're all connected. And it made me feel so safe. And when I cried, I called my oracle, and we spoke, and we prayed together. He prayed for me, and then I turned around and came back in the house and did the 23rd Psalms. And let me tell you, in the midst of all this, not put my brother's business out there because it's our business. Something happened with their water heater, and it wasn't their fault, excuse me. So we were bathing out of a bucket. Out of a pot. You get what I'm saying? So we had to wait. 3 adults in the house, and you got a baby and a 3-year-old that's, you know, take their time to boil this water, to warm it up and stuff like that so that we can shower. And remind you, right after I prayed and everything, I woke up. day, I felt so good. And I felt so good and so confident and so courageous that I was like, you know what, I'm not afraid to take no cold shower. And I almost just died in my sleep. And I stood in that shower and we felt so brave, felt so released. Like, I felt so great. I felt so great. And I was like, people always like looking at you on the outside. They don't know what you be going through, but be so jealous or want your life, or who do you think you are? You don't know how much a person is enduring. You get what I'm saying? You don't know the person's position that they're in to be where they are for you to want them, their life, or you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to walk in my shoes, how about you go back to the time that I was born with a whole cut around my neck? You get what I'm saying? How about you go all the way back? Do you really know what happened in my life? You don't. And what I'm trying to get you to understand, I'm not a victim, because some things I had no choice. I'm grateful that it happened because it wouldn't bring me to who I am today. I wouldn't be able to go back to my elementary school and give them books. I wouldn't be able to write books on self-empowerment, positivity, and motivation. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to be an inspirational speaker, be a conscious artist. I won't be able to do that, get into terror. I won't be able to tap in if y'all didn't help me do it. You get what I'm saying? When they say keep your enemies closer, it's not, oh, like, let's hang out, we enemies. No, keep them closer. Like, I'm telling you, closer is different, because isolation leads to elevation. And I had been isolated. I had done disappeared. I had stopped going out. You know, I started moving towards more north, because I'm from Broward County. So I had done, be honest, I ain't there no more. I don't care. I had went from Lauderdale to Pompano to Deerfield, and I kept telling myself, you getting ready to move up north. You heading it back up north. And I am back here in North Carolina. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm grateful, because I always had a great heart posture. I always returned with love. I was that person that I got to a place where I was being used all the time, because you always just, you take the hits because you want to have this big heart. When I told you that I was waking up in the middle of the night in my last video circling scriptures of protection and healing, like they were warning me in advance. When I tell you that I started jumping in the middle of the floor at 3, 4 in the morning, just circling these scriptures, and I started realizing it, seeing more stuff, it made me feel even more safer. You get what I'm saying? Like, it made me feel so much safer. Like I said, my heart posture has always been good. Like, I'm not perfect, but I'm a pure person. I'm a sweetheart. I'm very supportive of other people. You get what I'm saying? And you feel like you never get all that back in return, but you have. Because it was a point where I was sitting there with my ancestors at the shrine, and I just cried, and I was saying, like, I love y'all so much because y'all love me. You get what I'm saying? I love y'all because y'all love me. I'm trying not to cry because y'all don't really understand. Y'all don't understand. You would have to literally jump in my body from the beginning of time to where I am right now. As many times I try to take myself out. As many times where other people keep trying. But it's different now. I said this is a different run. This is a different run. I heard the Most High say, this ain't your year for tolerance. This your year for patience. You've been tolerable. You've been so tolerable. You've always been tolerable. You tolerate everything. But this ain't your year for tolerance. This your year for patience. So set them healthy boundaries, doing it from a pure heart, an understanding that you just setting boundaries. Because this is not your year for tolerance. This your year for patience. I even told my own father, I'm telling you, I don't care who I'm losing. I would lose anybody for the Most High and my ancestors, my ascended ancestors, known and unknown, of the divine light and dark. I'm telling you. Because they the only ones that been here and got me through what I needed to go through. Once again, my experience is my experience. Don't judge me, I won't judge you, because how you connect with the Most High, God, Yahweh, Source, Universe, how your journey is not the same as mine. But what I'm doing is sharing my story so that somebody can relate to me. You get what I'm saying? We're not victims, man, we warriors. We warriors. They say he gives his strongest battles to his toughest warriors. Some people think they've been through battles. Some people think they've been through battles. Oh, I've been through this. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of people out here homeless. People that ain't got nothing to eat. People got one leg and all this type of stuff. Yes. Your life ain't just hard as them. My life ain't no harder than yours. I'm just letting you know that our stories ain't the same. You get what I'm saying? Because who's to say that I probably couldn't have endured your situation. I probably was tough enough to handle yours. You probably wasn't tough enough to handle mine. You probably was. Who knows? That's the whole point of my life being my life and your life being your life. I don't think that you was tough enough to handle this. I don't think you was tough enough to go through anything I went through in my life. I don't think. Because if so, we would trade shoes. You can't walk in my shoes. And I can't walk in yours, and I don't want to. I love who I am. You get what I'm saying? This ain't my year for tolerance. And my very first job, I worked at YouFit Health Clubs. My manager say, you have this white aura around you. She said, I love your energy. She said, you have to respect people, but you don't have to tolerate them. And now I take that with me everywhere I go. I have to respect you, you have to respect me. We have to. Because in order for us to really understand each other, we got to show each other respect. Oh, no, you got to earn my respect. You already being low vibrational, I'm not doing that. Ain't no earned respect. I don't even know you, so I'm going to earn your respect. I'm just going to give it to you because that's just my pure heart. I'm going to go ahead and give you respect. I'm going to show you that. Because we're all spiritual beings living a human experience. I'm going to show you that respect. But tolerating you, I don't have to. I can leave. I'm going to respect you. Even if I'm in your house, I respect you. But I'm going to speak up. People think they be in a position that higher than you or be in positions better than you that they can treat you any type of way. No. I respect you. And I'm going to always remind you that this is your place, this is your card, whatever, this is your money, whatever. I'm going to respect you. But tolerating you, I'm out of there. Goodbye. Because Whitney Houston, I didn't know my own strength. Listen, I didn't, but now I know. So I really trust that this story has really enlightened, empowered, and built some type of, I want to build a, how do I want to say this? I want to build this inseparable strength within myself that I'll never be afraid to get in front of cameras and tell any story. I'm not embarrassed. And that's why I say this is only the second. I got many. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. I'm not saying no names. Like Nico said, I give you no clout. You get what I'm saying? I ain't feeding your energy. I ain't finna give you no name. Power lies in the tongue, and I know. That's why I am light. I am strong. I am courageous. And courage is a French word which means of the heart. You get what I'm saying? Like Les Brown said, when life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you look up, you can get up. You get what I'm saying? I am beautiful. I love myself unconditionally. I love me, and I am grateful that I'm still here because I'm on a mission. That's one of my songs. I'm on a mission. I'm proud of me. Y'all go check out my album, Spirit. Find a song that resonates with you. I realized that I'm ahead of myself. When I say ahead of myself, my music is ahead of me. I'm a conscious artist, but my music is ahead of me. I go listen to my music right now and be like, bro, you've been writing music all your life. You started publishing in 2019. You end up on 103.5. You got clout other day, but your song, Energy. But then when you actually go listen to Protection, Up, or Proud of Me, I'm sitting here like, bro, you was ahead of yourself. Like all this stuff didn't happen until like now, but it's almost like you were calling it towards you. It's like a prophetic be speaking through my music in a way. Protection. Ashe, do you know what that means? You get what I'm saying? 7th floor, me, please. Lamb, van, ram, yam, ham, sham, Let me tell you a little secret. I always knew I was the one. I harness my energy, a time ticking bomb. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you. Y'all better stop playing with folks. Because I return negative energy back to sender 1,000-fold. Low vibrational energy back to sender 1,000-fold. Anybody speaking ill of my name, my journey, my gifts, return all that energy back to you 1,000-fold. And I call all my divine masculine and feminine energy back to me with love and light. Because I'm grateful and I know why I'm here. Peace, love, light, namaste, amen, ashe.